There we go. Hello and welcome back to Cambrian Photography's virtual show, where from the 22nd to the 29th of May, we'll be delivering up to three guests a day over the 7 days that we're going to be running this event. You can see all previous recordings of the events that have already been, and also the other events that are coming up on our website, which is www.cambrianphoto.co.uk. There is a link on there to go on to the Photo and Optics show and see all the current people coming up, and also the previous recordings just on there as well. So you can go onto the website, or you can follow the link in the description that has just been posted. Also, we're happy to announce that all the speakers and all the talks that we're doing are free to view. So thank you for all the speakers donating their time to help us do this. We are asking for donations, which will be going to chosen charities. I always struggle with that one every time, and the local food bank as well. And the link for that is also in the description. So, oh, is it going? My computer's being very weird today. I'm hoping that we're okay. Right, I'd like to introduce our guest speaker for today is Gareth. Hi, Gareth. How's it going?
Hi,
you okay?
Yeah, no bad, thanks.
Yeah, not too good. I see you're in your little office there.
Yeah, little corner of the house.
Little corner of the house, yeah. Is that where you do a lot of? Is that where you sink down and do some of your editing on your photos and everything?
Yeah, and stockpile on all the stuff.
Yes. That's brilliant. Yeah. So this is a live Q&A session that we're doing with you, Gareth. So obviously a lot of this is going to be hopefully people jumping in their questions, and as soon as the questions come in, we'll bring them up onto the screen and we will answer them. So any questions that you've got for Gareth, please let us just drop them in the comments and we can get to them straight away. We've had a couple of comments starting. So we've had a hi there from Tracy. Hello, Tracy. We've got Ray Fitchett as well coming in. So watching and loving these series of presentations. There's Mel. Hi, Paul. Hi, Gareth.
Hi, Mel.
Hi, Mel.
Okay?
You okay, bud? Yeah. So oh, this is it. Everyone's saying hello now, so they can come onto the to the feed. So that's it. Say hi. Get your questions in. You've also got some pictures that you wanted to show us as well, haven't you, Gareth? So
yeah,
if we bring those up onto the screen now, hopefully, there we go. So yeah, do you want to tell us a little bit about some of your photos then?
Well, what I've done, I've sent you some of my, I've sent you all the pictures I'm going to enter into Landscape Photographer of the Year for the first time, first time this year. So this one is a picture of Lee Tarn, where me and my mate Danny Keneally was up there 2018, I think. It's ages ago now. But we stayed up there for about 2.5 hours in some really nasty conditions, to be honest. We were hoping for a rainbow, but all we got was a big hailstorm storm passing through.
Hailstorms.
Yeah, honestly, it was horrible weather. But I told Danny to stick it out, and I ended up doing a panorama, but I made sure I had a section of the lake in a nice composition, just to take away from the panorama as a single,
Yeah, no, it's looking really nice. We've had one question come in already. So, how did you start your photography, and what's your journey been so far? Wow, that's that's a real big one to kick off,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, fair play, thanks. Basically, I started off. Um, I was spending too much time in the pub, and basically, I wanted something to show for my time rather than being in the pub, you know. So I borrowed the camera off my brother about 6 years ago, and I had a stinking hangover with this camera, and I started snapping away in a beach on Anglesey in Aberfraw, and I looked at the back of the screen, and I thought, "Geez, I just took in that picture." You know, I just looked at the picture. It was only a picture of some stones and um, the sea rushing through them, and I thought, "That's amazing." I've just taken that picture myself. You know, not a thought of it, and then I just got hooked. Then I was just hooked from that point, and yeah, it was just something to keep me out of the pub. Which,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's yeah, it certainly does that, and I know obviously, well, a lot of people that are watching as well are obviously we're all into sort of taking pictures, so I'm sure
yeah.
we've all got our own little stories of how we got into it, but it is something that definitely hooks you, isn't it, as a hobby?
Oh, definitely. As a hobby, it can grow into something really bigger than a hobby. I think can come into an obsession as such. You
Yeah,
can get
yeah.
so hooked on it, you can devote a lot of your free time into it, and it's done me a world of good, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
it certainly shows in the work as well. Yeah, so let's bring up another one of your pictures up on the screen.
Yeah, this is Llyn Crafnan to the back there, but this was part of the route from Cabalcurrig. Is it called the Slate Trail, which is,
Oh yeah,
well,
yeah,
yeah, it's only rebranded as the Slate Trail, I think, but it basically follows the path of. I'm sure it's something to do with the trail, obviously, which the slate was being carried from the quarries around that area.
yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, I'd never taken this walk before, and this spot was planned as a lunch break. You know, sit down with a flask, and if something that does happen, at least I'm relaxed. I'm looking out at that view with a sarnie and a cup of tea. So it's plenty of time. Patience. They say patience is a virtue, but I think patience is a lot easier if you've got a brew in your hand or you're chomping away on a putty.
yeah. No, it certainly is. It certainly is. Yeah. So we've had Tanya ask, do you have a favourite landscape or astrophotography, and any reasons why? So, I mean, just before we sort of really dig into that, sort of,
Yeah,
you do it is a lot of mixed work that you do. So you do a lot of the what we know as like the landscape shots, is what we're seeing here, but
yeah,
you've also done a lot of astrophotography as well, haven't you? Or like,
yes, yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. To be honest, I live on Anglesey and I tend to go out at sunset for an astro shoot, but it lends itself well for some landscapes to be done as well. So I can't be going. My time's quite precious with a family to look after and my job. So I tend to go out there at sunset and maybe make most of my time as going out for a sunset and the astro after. Making it.
right.
So yeah, I wouldn't say I was an astrophotographer. I wouldn't say I was a landscape photographer. I was, I'm in a mix of everything, to be honest.
Yeah. So there's not a. I mean, is there like a favorite that you prefer shooting, or do you just enjoy them both quite equally?
Oh, yeah, I much prefer the astro, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the astro just there's a sense of adventure in astro. I think the sense
Yeah.
of you're on your own. There's nobody there. You're just waiting for the stars to come out. There's a bit of excitement. So yeah, the astro stuff's really, it's really where I love doing, you know.
Yeah, oh, that's brilliant. Let's bring another picture on the screen, and then we'll continue to go through the comments as well. There we go. Let's just bring in the next one there. I recognise this place.
Yeah, I think most people will recognise this place, you know. But no, there's a lot of meaning to this photo as such, because you know, just looking at the background, just left of the lighthouse is one of my father's favourite mountain ranges, which is called, I can't remember what they call, Three Sisters, or the Rivals. Sorry, the Rivals.
Yeah.
And I named this distance 3 because of the rivals in the back, which there are 3 of them. But I can sit here for, you know, I can sit here from sunset till 4 o'clock in the morning and maybe take 4 or 5 pictures through the night or through sunsets or whatever, because it's got that connection for me of my father. My father passed away when I was 22, so I've got a lot of time to give myself here, because it just reminds me of my father. And you know, I think a connection with a location gives somebody a bit more drive to take a photo of there, or be a bit more imaginative, or give more patience to the location. But this is one of my favourite shots of all time from Llanddwyn.
Yeah, and actually, like you said, it's obviously it's a lovely picturesque place to actually take pictures from, but you're able to spend so much time there because it does have it does have like a deeper connection.
Exactly.
As well.
Yeah, you know, once I get onto the island, it's like oh yeah, what am I going to get tonight? A bit more excitement, you know, and you're thinking, you know, good thoughts of, you know, family members. But I had to wade out in about a metre and a half of water to get to this location at this time.
Yeah.
So you know, sitting down there with wet legs, the wind was howling, and you know, the sunset was just, the scene was just developing in front of me, and I couldn't feel my legs, to be honest, you know, because it was that cold. But you know, I then have to have it, and on the way back from the island, having to stay on the side, waiting for the tide to drop. When it was
to drop again, yeah,
it was about 9, half 9. So you know, there's a lot of commitments to the shot, and that's why I think it's one of my favourites. You know.
Yeah. You got to put the time in, haven't you?
Oh yeah, some time and dedication and some sacrifice, I think. Yeah, definitely.
We've had a question from David Metcalf. Hi, David. Gareth, how many? Sorry, small screen. How many images would you enter into a competition like Landscape Photographer of the Year?
Cheers, David. I've entered this year's Landscape Photographer of the Year with 8 images, which I thought, you know, 8 images which I was really proud of, or you know, all the images mean something to myself, and I think it's a good representation of my work. So I think 8 that you really deep down think that you can really be proud of is, it's something that I've seen some people enter 40 into Landscape Photography of the Year, which 40 is that's a hell of a lot of money for entries. But you know, 40 images, you know, deep down, you know, somewhere that 40 images is not, I don't know how to describe it really. It's like you've got to be sure of your images as such. You know, 40 to me doesn't seem that somebody who's quite sure of their own work, you know.
Yeah. So, it's sort of, it's picking your sort of favourite from the year rather than just chucking anything in and sort of hoping for the best, isn't it? Because you've really got to be proud of your own work.
That's it, yeah. You know, I'm the worst. I'm the worst for, you know, being quite critical of my work, you know, and you know, whittling down 8 photos out of maybe 1,000 that I've got on the computer, or even more. So these are just squeezed past, and I'm still doubting, was it good enough? Was it not? But deep down, you've got to look at it twice and think, yeah, that's quite nice, or that's really what I wanted to put in.
Yeah. No, that's that.
Good.
That's and this one is a really epic photo. It's the only word I can use for it, really, to be honest. So
yeah, this one was, this one took a lot of my spare time, to be honest, and some favours off the missus, and trying to keep her on side for 3 months nearly. I was chasing the bioluminescent plankton at Penmon. So yeah, this has got to be one of my all-time favourites, So it's taken 3 months of driving there and back to Penmon. That's an hour's drive there and back.
yeah,
Fuel. There's a lot of effort got into this, and I've been there several times when it's been washing up on the beach, and it's just been lapping onto the pebbles, and if you've not seen it curling on the on the tide, on the waves coming in, you'd know how desperate I was to get this big swell of it to come in on lapping on the rocks and things. But
yeah,
I'm still looking at this and thinking that could be done better with better conditions. But but don't get me wrong, I'm really happy with this one. So no, it's really strange stuff, to be honest. But quite lucky to have it on doorstep as such.
And yeah, so we're lucky to have it sort of not too far away from us. But it is one of those things as well that not only does it make a great photo, but being in there in the moment, in when seeing it as well is quite special as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I tried to do a video, but I didn't have fast enough lenses, and there's just obviously, as you know, Paul, it's taking video is a bit different to taking an actual photo as well, isn't it?
It certainly is. Yeah, it's a totally different set of skill base.
Yeah, definitely.
We've had another question in. It's a bit of a long one. So I've just started in photography, and my biggest problem is that I'm wheelchair bound, and being outdoors can be challenging given the access to areas. Do you have any suggestions on how to overcome and how to get a great landscape and wildlife without climbing mountains? Thank you very much for that question. Any suggestions there, Gareth?
To be honest, there are different ways, and Anglesey is becoming a lot more wheelchair friendly with their nature reserves, with their boardwalks and their parks and things. So yeah, just the Anglesey reservoirs and all them. They're becoming a lot more friendly to wheelchair access. But another one, if Kirsty's if she's okay with heights, a good way of getting up in the air would be a microlight flight from Dinastincha in Carnarvon. I went up one 2 years ago, and basically you just sit in a microlight, and they take you up at a high level, and you can take photos from the microlight. So
brilliant.
it was a stunning experience, to be honest. To see everything from Anglesey to Snowdonia from the air was amazing.
Oh, so, I bet. And actually, if I can just sort of add something there as well. I mean, photography, is about creating your own style, and I mean, certainly a lot of us are experiencing as well that actually there's so much even in your own back garden, or just taking a walk down your own street, 5 minutes from your home, and actually just opening up to things that are just very, very close to you, and just trying to photograph them in the nicest way possible. it will improve your photography, but also, you know, it'll sort of enhance your own sort of sense of style as well. So yeah, let's bring up another photo. I got lots of windows open here. I'm juggling. There we go.
Yeah, this one's from Buttermere in the Lake District, which again, it was the same day as my bleed tan shots earlier, but this one was taken more into the morning, and it was blowing absolutely hooly at this location, yeah. And I must have took nearly 300 photos of this composition, just so I can catch the right lights at the right time, you know.
Yeah.
What drew me into this photo more was the texture of the lake. It was quite important for me to capture the texture of the lake in this to reflect, obviously, the conditions that were shown. If the lake was flat calm, maybe there wasn't a sense of how strong the wind was blowing, but it was putting a nice swell on the lake, you know. So I wanted to capture that as clear and as it was there, you know.
Yeah. No, that's brilliant. And then when another question sort of coming in. So as you set off, do you have a planned composition in mind, or do you scout out an area first?
I do a lot of scouting, to be honest. You know, I've been doing it for 6 years now, and every new location, I'm not 100%. You know, I've got an image in my head of where I'm going or what I want, but 90% of the time, it won't be. I won't nail that photo first time, you know. So I always put it down as a scouting visit as such every time. So, you know, places like Llanwyn, it's not basically every time I go there, I'm just waiting for the conditions. I've got the composition in my head. But with new areas, it's a case of it's a lot of scouting.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And I think you've got to put the once again, it's just about putting in that that time really more than anything, isn't it? More. Yeah.
I think it's a case of, you know, the more you put into something, the more the lucky you'll get, kind of thing. Yeah, that's what I've said before. You know, somebody said to me, a great expression was even even blind squirrels will find nuts in the end. You know, and you know, that kind of and that stuck with me all the time. You know, it doesn't matter how you know, you've got to be lucky somewhere, sometime. You know, if you put the time and the effort in, you know, you're gonna catch something special at the end of it somewhere.
Yeah, no, that's it. It is that sort of divide over sort of, you know, putting yourself in those places, but then luck does start to creep in a little bit.
Yeah.
But obviously, the more and more you put yourselves in those situations, the more and more chance you have of something coming up that's going to be like a really epic shot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about creating your own luck more than anything, you know.
Yeah, 100%, absolutely 100%. A question from Gary Jones. Hi Gareth, what kit do you use? I love these questions because it directly links to what I can sell people.
Well, I've shot with Nikon bodies since I've started, so you know, Nikon's just been from day one. I bought the Nikon D8 or D5100, which was a beginner's camera, which everything on the back of the camera really helped me with knowing how to adjust the aperture, adjust the speed. Everything was on the back of the camera, really plain and simple. So since that day, basically, I thought, well, I know where all the buttons are, so I'll just keep on going with that camera. But at the moment, I'm shooting with a D810, a Z6, and a converted infrared D90.
So you're trying your hand with a little bit of infrared at the moment as well.
Yeah, I've dabbled with it for a bit since last year with a Hoya 72 filter, I think it's called.
Right.
And
Okay. Yeah.
they're good. They're a good filter, but you don't get the exposure time you'd need to catch something, relatively fast. So I bought a converted D90 not long ago. So I'm hoping I can start my own first project really on infrared on Anglesey.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward
Oh no,
to start that. To be honest.
that's brilliant. Moving on to your next picture there, Gareth.
Yeah, so this one's from South Stack. I've been here 1,000 times. Sat on the rocks. Been a bit. This is quite in a precarious location, to be honest. So the edges of the left-hand side of the lighthouse, and I really wanted to get the heather. Every year I've been there, I've either missed the heather or I've been too early. But I really enjoyed this one because the light was, because I'd found this spot 3 or 4 weeks previous, and I thought the rock in the foreground and then that rock in the midground would catch the light, and I thought, yeah, that would make a nice leading line into a silhouetted south stack. So yeah, quite proud of that one. But again, it's a case of going there and having a look and finding these little nooks and crannies, or trying to make out where the best spots are, what makes a good photo, really.
Yeah, no, definitely. And once again, it's just coming back to putting in that time a little bit as well, isn't it? So more than anything.
Yeah, that's cool.
Another one from T Styles, I think. Or no, it's the first one. Sorry. How much out of camera editing do you do?
To be honest, I use some grad filters and everything like that to basically it's not stopping me to edit, but to save me some time editing. So there's about I always do most of my edits are done in Lightroom, so it's quick and basic. To be honest, I'd rather get something right, more or less right in camera, as such. So minimal editing with radial filters, maybe a drop down filter in Lightroom, and some tweaks on the contrast, which I like, to be honest, in my images.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Which kind of nicely leads us on to the next question, which is, do you use filters, Gareth? If so, what are your go-to ones?
I'm using, I'm a reseller for case filters.
Yeah.
Which at the moment I've got a 1.4 grad. So basically it's like a 4 to 5 stop grad, which usually the norm would be a 1.3 grad. And at the moment I'm using a 1.4. So I'm shooting a bit earlier than the sunsets, really, because I tend to find that light is a bit harsher than the sunset light. So a stronger ND grad would be nicer, really. So that I'm using one of them. I'm using a 6 stop and a 3 stop. No, yeah, 6 stop and a 10 stop. Sorry, yeah.
In a full ND.
Yeah, in the full ND. Yeah, I only have one. I only have one ND grad
of the grads. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's brilliant. That's quite a strong grad, but I think that sort of lends to your style as well, which is really nice. Yeah, and I think one of the final pictures that we're going to be showing of yours.
Cool. And this one is, I think it's Canada Square in Canary Wharf. I was there in October when I was picking up. Well, I didn't know I was be going down to London to receive my weather photography of the year.
Yeah.
So 2 days previous, I went down on the train and met up with a friend of mine in London, and he took me for a tour. And I'd seen one of these shots taken in black and white of a friend of mine, and I thought that'd be really cool in colour, you know. And the object, I would say the object, or the structure on the right is a bridge basically, and it's super futuristic, and yeah, you know, which probably it's a different world there now as such, you know, with all this COVID stuff develops
Oh yeah.
around. You know, looking at that one now, you just see it looks empty, but you know, all the lights are on, and no, it's
Probably wouldn't look like that now. Yeah, all the lights would be off and everything, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
So,
exactly, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, it's really and that's achieved by, what is it, doing a long exposure, is it? So that sort of gets rid of everyone.
Yeah, long exposure, then it just tends to blend everybody out of the picture. No, it's I really enjoyed going around London, to be honest, which, you know, I'd never been until last October, so, which was was a massive eye opener for me, to be honest, and just makes me appreciate what I've got at home, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, we certainly live in a beautiful area, don't we?
Oh yeah.
And you're based on Anglesey, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm based quite nicely in the centre of Anglesey, so nothing's too far away.
So yeah, it's a great place to sort of start a expedition from, and sort of work your way out really from from there, isn't it?
Yeah, really good. Yeah.
No, that's brilliant. We've had lots of comments coming in regarding sort of wheelchair access, which is really great to see. So even I'm learning there. So there's people putting on sort of comments on there as well. So it's really good to see that there's lots of advice there for anyone that's that is in a wheelchair. There's lots of things that that can be done there as well. So no, that's brilliant, Gareth. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been
no problem. Thank you.
It's been really cool seeing some of your pictures and going through them. And are these the pictures that you've entered? Is it this year? Are they the ones?
Yeah, these are the ones I've entered into landscape photography of the year. So I wasn't going to enter, to be honest, because I'd put down an 8-year, what do you say, that restriction of myself, basically. So, you know, in my head it was a case of you know, I'm never going to catch a location straight away, or, you know, going to have a body of work in less than 8 years. So I thought to myself, you know, it's coming up to 7 years now since I've started. So I thought, you know, with all this, what's going on, and thought, yeah, well, why not?
Yeah, why not? No, and well, we wish you the best of luck with all those images.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think that's everything. So thank you very much for having comments, and thank you very much for joining, Gareth. It's been great to have you here. So I'll just put you back into the green room for the moment, and I'll have a chat after the things finished as well. So I'll cut him off short. I did that to someone else the other day as well. So thank you everyone for joining us live. Thank you ever so much for your questions for this live Q&A that we've had with Gareth Jones. It's been lovely seeing his work, and lovely engaging with everyone that's commented on there. Hopefully I managed to get every comment that we've had through. If not, we can tackle them sort of afterwards. Apologies if I've missed anyone. That is actually it for today. We've got no more sort of live streams, but tomorrow we've got a nice busy day for everyone. Let me just bring up the pictures there. Oops, wrong screen. Bear with me. Sorry. So tomorrow, so Sunday the 24th of May at 10, we've got Michael Carver talking about his wedding photography. Then we've got a lovely sort of talk coming from Margaret Soraya that's going to be coming up. That's at 3 p.m. And then ending the day tomorrow, we've got Tracy Sinus, which is going to be talking about her, once again, some more astrophotography, but it's going to be on a tracker. So very much looking forward to seeing all of those talks. And until then, we'll say bye for now, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.